117 4761. Flyaway cost 178,408 343,839 219,457 211,111 582,493 441,357 343,839. Maintenance cost per flying hour 135 451 187. Note, the costs are in approximately 1950 United States dollars and have not been adjusted for inflation. Operators, edit. Source, F-86 Sabre jet, history of the Sabre and F.J. Fury. Argentina. 1 Argentine Air Force. Acquired 28 F-86Fs in 1960. The Sabres were in reserve at the time of the Falklands War but were reinstated to active duty against possible Chilean involvement. Retired in 1986. Australia. 1 Royal Australian Air Force. Bangladesh. 1 Bangladesh Air Force. Captured 8 F-86 F-14Rs from Pakistan. Belgium. 1 Belgian Air Force. 5 F-86 F Sabres delivered, no operational unit. Bolivia. 1 Bolivian Air Force. Canada. 1 Royal Canadian Air Force, ACAF. Colombia. 1 Colombian Air Force. Acquired 4 F-86Fs from Spanish Air Force, S/N 2027/2028, 5 USAF F-86F, S/N 51 to 13,226, and other 9 Canadair Mk.6, assigned to Escuadrón de Cazabombardero. Denmark. 1 Royal Danish Air Force. 59 F-86 D-31 NA, 38, F-86 D-36 NA, 21, S in service from 1958-1966 ESC 723, ESC 726, ESC 728. Ethiopia. 1 Ethiopian Air Force. Acquired 14 F-86Fs in 1960. West Germany. 1 German Air Force, Luftwaffe, see North American F-86D Sabre and Canadair Sabre. Honduras. 1 Honduran Air Force. Acquired 10 CL.13 Mk2, F-86E, from Yugoslavia. Indonesia. 1 Indonesian Air Force. Acquired an unknown number of F-86s from the Royal Australian Air Force. Iran. 1 Imperial Iranian Air Force. Acquired an unknown number of F-86Fs. Iraq. 1 Iraqi Air Force. Bought some examples but they were never operated and were returned. Japan. 1 Japanese Air Self-Defense Force, JASDF. Acquired 180 US F-86Fs, 1955-1957. Mitsubishi built 300 F-86Fs under license 1956-1961, and were assigned to 10 fighter Haiktai squadrons. JASDF called F-86F the Kyokuk, Rising Sunbeam, and F-86D the Jek, Moonlight. Their Blue Impulse aerobatic team, a total of 18 F models, were converted to reconnaissance version in 1962. Some aircraft were returned to the Naval Air Weapons Station China Lake, California, as drones. Norway. 1 Royal Norwegian Air Force. Acquired 115 F-86Fs, 1957-1958, and assigned to 7 squadrons, numbers 331, 332, 334, 336, 337, 338 and 339. Pakistan. 1 Pakistani Air Force. Acquired 102 U.S built F-86 F-35 NA and F-86 F-40 NAS, last of North American Aviation's production line, 1954-1960s. Peru. 1 Peruvian Air Force. Acquired 26 U.S built F-86 Fs in 1955, assigned to Escuadron Aéreo 111. Grupo Aéreo No. 11 at Talera Air Force Base. Finally retired in 1979. Philippines. 1 Philippine Air Force. Acquired 50 F-86 Fs in 1957. Retired in the late 1970s. Portugal. 1 Portuguese Air Force. Acquired 65 Sabres including 50 U.S built F-86 Fs, in 1958 and 15 ex-Royal Norwegian Air Force airframes. In Portugal, they served in Squadron 201, formerly SQN-50 and later SQN-51, before being renamed in 1978, and Squadron 52, both based at Air Base No. 5, Monterreal. In 1961, the Portuguese Air Force deployed some of its F-86Fs to Portuguese Guinea, where they formed Detachment 52, based at Base Aerodrome No. 2, Bisalonca/Bisao. Taiwan, Republic of China. 1 Republic of China Air Force. Acquired 320 U.S built F-86 F-7 or F-86 F-18 F-86DS, the 18 F-86DS back to U.S. military and U.S. sent 6 to Republic of Korea Air Force 8 to Philippine Air Force in 1966. Saudi Arabia. 1 Royal Saudi Air Force. Acquired 16 U.S built F-86 Fs in 1958, and 3 F-86 Fs from Norway in 1966, and assigned to No. 7 Squadron Asif at Duran. South Africa. 1 South African Air Force. Loaned 22 U.S built F-86 F-30s during the Korean War and saw action with 2 squadrons SAF. South Korea. 1 Republic of Korea Air Force. Acquired 112 U.S built F-86 Fs and 10 F-86 Fs, beginning the 20th of June, 1955, and assigned to RACAF 10th Wing. It also served with the RACAF Black Eagles aerobatic team for annual event from 1959 to 1966. The last F-86s retired in 1990. Spain. 1 Spanish Air Force. Acquired 270 U.S built F-86 Fs, 1955-1958, designated C.5s and assigned to 5 wings, Ala de Casa 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 retired 1972. Thailand. 1 Royal Thai Air Force. Acquired 40 U.S built F-86 Fs, 1962, assigned to ATF squadrons, numbers 12, LS, 13, and 43. Tunisia. 1 Tunisian Air Force. Acquired 15 used U.S built F-86F in 1969. Turkey. 1 Turkish Air Force. Acquired 107 Exakuf Canadair CL-13 Sabre Mk.2 F-86E, M, in 1954, retired 1968. United Nations. 1 United Nations operation in the Congo. Received 5 F-86E, M, S from Italy as MAP redeployment 1963, manned by Philippine pilots. F-86F units from Ethiopia and Iran also used in ON United States. 1 United States Air Force. Further information, list of Sabre and Fury units in U.S. military. Venezuela. 1 Venezuelan Air Force. Acquired 30 U.S. built F-86Fs, October 1955 December 1960, and assigned to one group, Grupo Aéreo de Casa No. 12, 3 other squadrons. Yugoslavia. 1 Yugoslav Air Force. Acquired 121 Canadair CL-13S and F-86S, operating them in several fighter aviation regiments between 1956 and 1971. Civil Aviation, edit. According to the FAA, there are 50 privately owned and registered F-86S in the U.S., including Canadair CL-13 Sabres. Notable pilots, edit. 1 SQNLDR, later Air Commodore, M.M. Alam, Pakistan Air Force, became a flying ace by shooting down 5 Indian Air Force fighters within 1 minute in the Indo-Pakistani War of 1965. He was awarded the Sitara-e-Jawat, the Star of Courage, and Ba. 2 Colonel Edwin Buzz Aldrin, USAF test pilot and NASA astronaut of Apollo 11 fame. Credited with shooting down 2 MiGs over Korea. 3 Major Rudolph Anderson, Jr. USAF, 4028th Strategic Reconnaissance Squadron. Shot down and killed in 1962 while flying a U-2 spy plane over Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis. 4 Colonel Royal N. Baker, 13 victories, Commander USAF 4 FIW. 5 Wing Commander John Robert Baldwin DSO and BA, DFC and BA. AFC was a Royal Air Force fighter pilot and the top-scoring fighter ace flying the Hawker Typhoon exclusively during the Second World War. He was posted missing, presumed killed, during service with the United States Air Force in the Korean War flying a Sabre. 6 Lieutenant Colonel Antonio Bautista of the Philippine Air Force received the Distinguished Conduct Star for his valor and bravery in providing close air support to ground forces. 7 Major General Frederick C. Bless, 10 victories. 8 Major, later Lieutenant Col. John F. Bolt, U.S. Marine Corps, 6 victories while on exchange duty with the 39th FS, 51st FG. Previously 6 victories in World War II and the only Marine to become an ace in 2 wars. 9 First Lieutenant, later Colonel, John Boyd, USAF, flying 22 missions in the F-86E and F models, with the 25th FIS, 51st FIW, June-July 1953. 10 First Lieutenant John M. Conroy, completed Operation Boomerang on the 21st of May 1955, a record-setting coast-to-coast and back in 1 day during daylight hours of 5,058 miles in 11 hours, 26 minutes, 33 secs. 11 Major George Davis, 14 victories, USAF 4 FIW, awarded the Medal of Honor posthumously. 12. Lieutenant Commander Theodore H. Fowler, the 13th of August, 1979 U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Theodore Ted Fowler was killed when his F-86 Sabre suffered an engine failure moments after takeoff. Fowler managed to bring the stricken aircraft down in a vacant lot 600 yards south of the Ridgecrest Heights Elementary School, later renamed Theodore Fowler Elementary School. 13 Captain Manuel Pete Fernandez, 14.5 victories, USAF 4 FIW. 14 Colonel Francis S. Gabby Gabreski, 6 1/2 victories, USAF 51 FIW Commander, top European US ace in World War II. 15 Colonel Vermont Garrison, 5 victories, USAF 4 FIW, ace in World War II and combat veteran of 3 wars. 16 Colonel Ralph Hoot Gibson, 5 victories, USAF 4 FIW. 17 Major John Glenn, a U.S. Marine Corps exchange pilot with the USAF 51 FIW, 3 victories. First American astronaut to orbit the Earth, later a U.S. Senator from Ohio. 18 Lieutenant Colonel Virgil Gus Grissom, astronaut in the Mercury, Gemini and Apollo programs, died in a fire during testing for the Apollo 1 mission. 19 Major, later Colonel, James P. Hagestrom, 8.5 victories, World War II ace. 21st Lieutenant Robert Bob Hoover, USAF 52 FIW, North American Aviation Experimental Engineering Test Pilot. 21 Captain James Horowitz, 1 victory, USAF 4 FIW, novelist and author of The Hunters under the pen name James Salter. 22 Colonel James Jabara, 15 victories, USAF 4 FIW. 23 Colonel James H. Castler, 6 victories, USAF 4 FIW and only 3-time recipient of the Air Force Cross. 24 Captain Ivan Kinchelow, 5 victories, USAF 51 FIW, test pilot selected to fly the North American X-15. 25 Second Lieutenant Gene Kranz, NASA Flight Director for Gemini and Apollo and Assistant Flight Director on Project Mercury, flew with 69th FBS in South Korea. 26 First LT, later Major, James F. Lowe, only Korean War USAF pilot to reach ace status while still a second LT, inspiration for the character of Second Lieutenant Ed Pell in the novel and movie The Hunters by James Horowitz, aka James Salter, later a Vietnam War POW. 27 Squadron Leader Andy McKenzie, DFC. ACF Second World War Fighter ace, 8.5 victories, taken POW when his F-86 was shot down while flying with the USAF 51 FIW in Korea in 1952. 28 Colonel Walker Bud Marin, USAF 4 FIG Commander and World War II ace. 29 Major General Howard Thomas Markey, first Chief Judge of the United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. 30 Captain Joseph C. McConnell, 16 victories, USAF 51 FIW, who later died in a crash at Edwards Air Force Base testing the F-86H. 31 Colonel, later General, John C. Mayer, 2 victories, USAF 4 FIW Commander, World War II ace, and later Vice Chief of Staff of the USAF. 32 Squadron Leader Sarfaris Ahmed Rafiki, 2 victories, Officer Commanding of PAF's No. 5 Squadron, awarded the Hilali Joat and later Kia during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1965. 33 Brigadier General James Robinson Risner, 8 victories, USAF awarded the Air Force Cross, later Vietnam War POW. 34 Colonel Harrison RTHYNG, 5 victories, USAF 4 FIW Commander. 35 Major, later Colonel, William T. Wisner Jr., 5.5 victories, World War II ace. Surviving aircraft, edit. Main article, list of surviving North American F-86 Sabres. Specifications, F-86 F-40A, edit. Data from the North American Sabre and North American F-86 F-40A. General characteristics. 1 Crew, 1. 2 Length, 37 feet 1 in, 11.30 m. 3 Wingspan, 39 feet 1 in, 11.91 m. 4 Height, 14 feet 1 in, 4.29 m. 5 Wing area, 313.4 square feet, 29.12 m. 6 Airfoil, route, NACA 0009-64 mod. Tip, NACA 0008.1-64 mod. 7 Empty weight, 11,125 pound, 5,046 kilograms. 8 gross weight, 15,198 pound, 6,894 kilograms. 9 max takeoff weight, 18,152 pound, 8,234 kilograms. 10 fuel capacity, JP4 fuel, 437 US gallons, 364 gal, 1,650 L, internals plus 2x 200 US gallons, 170 gal, 760 L, drop tanks. 11 power plant, 1 General Electric J47 GE27 turbojet engine, 5,910 lbf, 26.3 kN, thrust. Performance. 1 maximum speed, 687 miles per hour, 1,106 kilometers per hour, 597 kN, at sea level at 14,212 pound, 6,446 kilograms, combat weight. 678 miles per hour, 589 kN, 1,091 kilometers per hour. 599 miles per hour, 521 kN, 964 kilometers per hour, at 35,000 feet, 10,668 m, at 15,352 pound, 6,964 kilograms. 597 miles per hour, 519 kN, 961 kilometers per hour, at 21,148 feet, 6,446 m. 599 miles per hour, 521 kN, 964 kilometers per hour, at 22,835 feet, 6,960 m. 1 stall speed, 124 miles per hour, 200 kilometers per hour, 108 kN. 2 range, 1,525 mi, 2,454 kilometers, 1,325 mi. 3 combat range, 414 mi, 666 kilometers, 316 mi, with 2 1,000 pound, 454 kilograms, bombs and 2x 200 US gallons, 170 gal, 760 L, drop tanks. 4 service ceiling, 49,600 feet, 15,100 m, at combat weight. 5 rate of climb, 9,000 foot forward/min, 46 m forward/s, at sea level. 6 time to altitude, 30,000 feet, 9,144 m, in 5 minutes 12 seconds. 7 lift to drag, 15. 8 thrust forward/weight, 0.39, combat weight, 0.29, maximum takeoff weight. Armament. 1 guns, 6x 0.50 in, 12.7 mm, M3 Browning machine guns, 1,800 rounds in total. 2 rockets, variety of rocket launchers, for example, 2 Matra rocket pods with 18 SNEB 68 mm rockets per pod. 3 bombs, 5,300 pound, 2,400 kilograms, of payload on 4 external hard points. Bombs were usually mounted on outer 2 pylons as the inner pairs were plumbed for 200 US gallons, 760 L, drop tank.
Yes, let's stop. The camcorder is out of power. It's 11 AM. It's better I stop the video myself so the video not get corrupted. So I will upload and charge my camcorder.